stream. There we go, much better. Just like that. Okie dokie then. There we go. Another live stream. Yeah boy. Why am I not in the center here? Let's move this over a little bit. I don't know why I'm not in the center. And I forgot to put my light on as well. Put my light on. There we go. Much better. Look at that. Beautiful. Okie dokie then. That'll do for now. Very good, very nice. Actual landscape live stream. Look at me. Taking things to a whole new level. Oh boy. Okay, that's better, I think. Turn this on a little bit more. There we go, there we go. Okay, still got buttons and stuff. I'll do all live chat. There we go. Okay. Can I tap that and see? No, I can't. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. Okie dokie then. Let's move this forward a little bit. Hello Dark Links, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching. So I thought I would start this live stream by talking about an indie game that I recently started playing. It's called, I think it's called Life of the North. I think that's what it's called. I don't think it's a Kickstarter game, but I saw it on Keymailer, which is a kind of YouTube / Steam Game Keys website. And I was basically looking for a game to just chill out and relax to, that wasn't like Minecraft or anything like that. I wanted a completely new game that I've never played before. And I saw this game. It's been on my wish list actually for a couple of years now. And basically the idea of it is that you're a fox in Iceland just running around. And it is so peaceful, the graphics are so beautiful. And it just relaxes me, you know? Like, I don't have a stressful job, thankfully. Obviously there are stressful moments when I make mistakes or when I get something wrong, but to be able to play that game at the end of the day, or just whenever, is so nice. Like, the music is beautiful and calming, you know, and the surroundings make you feel like you're actually in the game. And the story of the game is pretty good as well. I won't give it away just in case any of you want to play it, but I will put it in the description of this video once it's published. But that game is just a beautiful game. I think I've played 4 or 5 hours so far. It's just incredible. It's just so relaxing. It's almost, you know what it's almost like? It's almost like meditation. That's what I think that game's like. You know those games? Yeah. Darkly has heard that game as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's been on my wish list for a while. And it was actually on sale on Nintendo Switch, so I got it for like half the price, I think. Almost half the price. So $6.99. That's in pounds, British pounds. But yeah, I just love that game. It's so relaxing. It's literally like meditation, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So if you're looking for like a really chill game to just play and just chill out to, I definitely recommend Life of the North. It's just an amazing game. Basically, the premise of the game is it's a very calm adventure puzzle game, where you're like running around trying to figure out what happened to the area that you're in. All I will say that there is corruption that took over the city, and you're trying to find out why and how it happened by playing as a fox running through Iceland. And it's just, I mean, Iceland itself is a beautiful country, but the game is beautiful. And it was made by 3 people. It was made by 3 guys as well. I can't remember their names, but 2 guys designed the game itself and 1 guy done the soundtrack. And it's just, the way they've made the game is just absolutely amazing. It really is. Dark Link says, when it comes to interest, yeah, I would actually try it, but when it comes to storage, I can't. Yeah, I've always been kind of picky with video games. Like, I have a lot of games on my wish list, but I don't genuinely fill up my hard drives. that only happens on my MacBook because I'm always editing videos and stuff. But yeah, I don't actually have that problem. I have an SD card in my own Nintendo Switch, but it's not even half full. So yeah, I don't have that problem. That a lot of people, I think a lot of people do have that problem of the storage in Nintendo Switch. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about. Life of the North. I also finished Clear a Pirate's Tale on my YouTube channel. That was, dude, like that game. I knew that game was gonna be good when I tried the Kickstarter demo, but I had no idea the impact that would have on me. Honestly, like when I finished that game and I got to the end credit scene, I almost cried. That game had me so good. That game had me so good. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Like the foreshadowing and the storytelling and the lessons you can get from the game. Like, you know, basically like not to take life for granted. And even though, like, I won't spoil it, but basically the moral of the story is like, even though people pass away, we keep them in their memories, and that's how we keep them alive. And it's just like, wow. Yeah, that's not the whole story, obviously, but that's the end of the game, and it just hit me, dude. It just hit me really good. It's been amazing. Darklink says, I've been to Iceland before for an ice skating competition. It was so beautiful. I was in Reykjavik. Not sure I spelled it right, but I didn't want to leave. Reykjavik is, I think, the capital of Iceland, isn't it? The only reason I know that is because Justin Timberlake done a tour in Reykjavik. And yeah, it's such a beautiful country, it really is. But expensive though. It's one of those countries that you go to, it's really expensive. It's like crazy expensive in Iceland. And obviously they have all the springs and stuff like that as well. And the reason I would love to go to Iceland is the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights. Like that would be amazing to go into like one of those steam pools and just look up at the sky and see the Northern Lights. That would be incredible. That's what I really want to do. I would love to do that in Iceland. Oh my gosh, it's amazing, man. And they have that, don't they have that like non-radioactive pool in Iceland, that like big blue pool that's basically nuclear waste or reactive waste, I think it is. And apparently people use it to like cleanse their skin and stuff. Apparently. Yeah, the Blue Lagoon, I think that's what it's called as well, the Blue Lagoon. Dartlink said we wanted to go to the Blue Lagoon, but we couldn't find it. Yeah, that was, man. It's such a beautiful. That's the thing. I think Iceland is one of those countries in the world where you see pictures of it even on the internet. You're like, that can't be real. That she cannot be real. A place cannot be that beautiful. And you see people like doing videos of it. And it's like, yeah, it actually is that beautiful. Like it's just, wow. I would love to go to Iceland one day. Oh, it's so cool. I love snow as well, snow and ice as well, so yeah, that would be so epic. That would be such a good time in Iceland. That would be amazing. Oh my goodness. And Greenland as well. Oh yeah, I don't mind the cold. I was born in February, so I don't mind the cold at all. I love the cold. But yeah, man. Iceland. I would love to go to Antarctica as well one day. That would be really nice as well. Well, I really should have taken my chewing gum out before I started this live stream. Oh well, do it now. Oh yeah, man, Iceland, Greenland, and Antarctica. Those are 3 countries I would love to go to. I don't really know a lot about Greenland. But yeah, I would love to go to those countries. It's so beautiful. I think I love mountains as well. Mountains and hills and stuff like that. We have those in England, but I rarely see them. Because I live in the city, so I don't really get to see a lot of mountains and hills. It's only when you go to like the English countryside that's when you see those kinds of things. But yeah, wow, that would be so cool. That would be so amazing to go there and see that stuff. Oh man. Yeah, there are many places I like to visit and revisit, Iceland being one of them. Yeah, man, traveling. One thing that I've always wanted to do is travel. Like, oh my gosh, dude. The idea of traveling, the idea of like traveling to different places and meeting people and tasting different foods and cultures, and that would be amazing. I have a few places I want to go to as well. One of them, actually, one of the places I want to go to that I discovered most recently is Puerto Rico, or Puerto Rico, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think I was watching Strictly Dumpling, a YouTube food channel, and he went there, and it was just like beautiful. I think it's Caribbean. I think it's a Caribbean island. I'm not really sure, but I think America owns it. So, yeah, I would love to go to Puerto Rico. That would be amazing, dude. That really would be really cool to go to Puerto Rico and see that. That'd be really nice. And here comes the Sports Direct bug again. Yeah. Where else would I want to go? Obviously, like, you have the normal places like Italy, and I would love to go back to France. I went to my mom went to the Caribbean before. It sounds so amazing. Yeah, I went to Jamaica because my grandparents were Jamaican, so on my dad's side. So I got to go there when I was really small. I don't really remember a lot of it, but I have pictures of it. It's just amazing. You know, Jamaica's a beautiful country. I would love to go back there one day and see everything. Not just as a tourist thing. You know, go into Jamaica and see what it's like again. I really want to go back to France as well. I went to France for a day school trip in year 7. I don't know what that is. I think that's high school in America. I'm not sure, but yeah, that was a while ago. As part of our French studies, we got to go to France for a day, and that was really nice. We went to Boulogne and Calais. We went to some shops. Had to talk French, obviously. And it was really nice. It was really cool. Went to a few museums and stuff, and just walked around. And there's something about France. I can never pinpoint it, but the language, the food, the architecture, like, I love everything about France. I really do. So I would love to go there one day. Yeah, I would love to live in France. That would be really cool to be able to live in France for a while. That would be really nice to be able to do that one day. Dartlink says, I went to France once on holiday. We took the English Channel train. We did that as well. We took the, what's it called? Why am I blanking on it? What's it called? The Channel Tunnel. What's the actual train called? Not the Eurostar, the other one. But yeah, we did that as well. It was really weird as well, because I think we went, oh, my throat's so bad tonight. We got a coach from our school down to Dover, and then we drove the coach onto the Channel, I don't know what it's called, the Channel Tunnel train. That's a tongue twister. And then we had to get off the coach, so we were like sitting next to the coach on the train in the tunnel. It was so strange. It was so weird. And then obviously other people are there as well, so you're next to your coach, and then you see other people like park cars and stuff. It's so weird, but yeah, it was really nice. And obviously in France, it's not obvious, but they drive on the right hand side as well. So when you go from Dover to France, in the UK we drive on the left, and you have to drive on the right when you go into France. So it's weird as well. Dotlink says a few years before that, I think we took the ferry. I've never taken the ferry to France. I've only taken a ferry in Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam a few years. Oh, that was in 2019, I think. The first time I ever travelled, I went to Amsterdam for a friend's hen night, and we took a ferry to go see a museum, which was actually pretty nice. I think that was my first time on a ferry, actually. It was literally like a 5-minute thing, like across the river in Amsterdam. It was really nice, really cool. It was absolutely piercing down with rain that day. It was literally, I think it was the middle of the summer. It was just pissing down with rain. It was so bad. We went on like the worst week possible. It was just raining every single day. I think my umbrella broke. I think we had to buy umbrellas in Amsterdam because it was raining so much. And then our umbrellas broke because the wind was so bad. It was actually hilarious. Wow. And no, I didn't try any weed when I was in. I wanted to. Trust me, I wanted to, but you know, I have asthma, so I can't smoke it. I did a keyring now. I got a weed keyring, just so you know. But so yeah, that was great. That was and umbrella broke. Oh, I've had so many umbrellas break. Like, it's crazy how umbrella. It's just. I think like we always like underestimate the weather. I think you know what as well. I think specifically they always break when you're near water. Because I think like when it's windy, the water, like if you're near the River Thames in London, or if you're near one of the rivers in Amsterdam, for example. Though I don't know what the science behind it, but whenever you're near water and like tower blocks, it just makes the wind so much worse. I remember when I was going to university, Grange University, there was one morning, it was so bad. The rain was so bad. And literally, all I remember is I was walking to one of my lectures, and I had my umbrella up, obviously, and the thing just broke in half. The umbrella literally broke in half. I was like, just drenched. I was absolutely soaking wet. And of course, I went into a shop to buy another one, and that one survived somehow. But it was just so bad. It's that's a tip, man. Oh my goodness! If you're ever in like bad weather, don't go near the sea or a river. Just don't do it. It's just horrible. Oh my goodness! And then there was another time. Why am I talking about broken umbrellas? I don't know, but whatever. It's funny stories. And there was one time I went to Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park. Darkling says I've never had an umbrella. Just wait until you're caught in bad weather with an umbrella, Darkling. So but anyway, yeah, it was in Hyde Park. It was a few years ago. I don't remember what year it was really. Why's my throat so bad tonight? But yeah, went to Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park in central London, and it was a nice day. You know, it was cold because it was in the winter, obviously, around December time. It was a really nice day, you know, walking back to Victoria Station, and then literally out of nowhere, the weather changed like that. Like, all day it was fine, and then around, like, it must be late evening, it just started pelting down with rain, and this, like, really strong gale force wind, and my umbrella turned inside out, like, 3 or 4 times. And I just gave up in the end. I just threw the umbrella. You know what? The worst thing about it, I don't actually think I threw the umbrella away. I think I brought the umbrella back home. The wind was so bad. It was one of those umbrellas where the top's plastic, see-through plastic, and the metal in the umbrella was all twisted and mangled. And I still brought it home. Where do you put a broken umbrella? I mean, a lot of people just throw them wherever they can, but I brought it back. Couldn't believe how bad it was. Could not believe how bad that rain was. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. Broken umbrellas. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. My goodness. It's crazy. Weather's crazy, man. The weather's mad. It really is. Oh my goodness. And those times when you have it like an umbrella and the wind's really strong and you're holding onto the umbrella for dear life, but you feel like you're gonna like go away with the wind's gonna take you because it's so strong. That's crazy. And then Dotlink said insert Minecraft slapping noise. Oh yeah, man, I tell ya. Oh, weather. But that's the thing, England, like the weather, people complain, like a lot of people, I think the assumption is that we all complain about the weather. I mean, we do, but we do get really nice summers. That's the thing, like we get a really nice like 30 degrees Celsius summers in England. You know, and I was going to take that somewhere, but I can't remember what I was going to talk about. Yeah, I completely forgot. I just had a brain fart. I can't remember. I was going to change that to something else regarding the weather, but... Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that our weather is pretty mundane, And thankfully, we're not really near the equator either. We very, very rarely get earthquakes. I think I've only ever felt one earthquake in my entire life, and it wasn't even that bad. So I'm very lucky to live in England, where we don't get extreme weather. We don't get tornadoes. We don't get earthquakes, really. And we don't get hurricanes. The only thing we get really is flooding, but that's because the infrastructure is just old. Like, our infrastructure is Victorian. Basically, nothing has changed since the Victorian era. I mean, the trains have been updated, but regarding like the drainage systems and the sewage systems, that's why it floods. Like, the reason that our train stations and our streets flood is because the sewage systems can't keep up, so they just overflow. Darkland says someone made a meme about England never having the sun, and it was absolutely hilarious. I can imagine there's a lot about that. I can imagine there's a lot of memes about English people complaining about the weather, and there's never sun in England. But there is sun. It's just, I think I was in a meeting at work recently, and I think a person said that December was the gloomiest month we've had in like years. They said we only had 27 hours of sunshine in December. I'm just like, 27 hours of sun in 31 days. That's awful. In December it was just gloomy and cloudy and grey outside. It's so bad. But yeah, we're pretty lucky in England. We don't have to, we don't have extreme weather. So yeah. A Dark Link said if we didn't have sun, then why do we sell sunglasses? Exactly. And exactly. I missed the message. Lala Boo. Lala, I think I recognize that name actually. Lala Boo. Yes, the sun shines on the 27th of June. That's it. Exactly. It's always June. I think I recognize your name, Lala Boo. I think you were on one of my Pokemon TC Go live streams, if I'm not mistaken. So hello to you. I think that's you from a couple of months ago. Well, a couple of years ago now. So welcome back to my live stream, Lalabu. Thanks for joining. But yes, the misconception is that England doesn't have sun. Yes, we have sun. It's just not very, we don't get it a lot. So, like, I wouldn't say 70%. Maybe like 65% of the year is like rain, and then we have like really good. Oh, Lalabu was here while we were talking about Doctor Who. Actually, yeah, that was one of my first live streams last year. Oh, welcome back. Thanks for joining again, Lalabu. Much appreciated. Yeah, we do get sun. We get really good summer. That's the thing about the UK. Like, we'll have really cold winters, and most of it will be Lalabu says we still need vitamin D supplements. Yes, very much so. We don't get enough, so we definitely need vitamin D supplements in the UK. But yeah, we do get really good summers. Like the last good summer was actually ironically during lockdown in 2020. Hello, man with no name. Welcome back, dude. I hope your Hades game is going well. But yeah, we had a really good summer in lockdown, which is crazy. Like, people literally went to the beaches because it was so, and the thing about the UK, we don't do air conditioning. Our houses are not air conditioned whatsoever. Like, we have bricks. We have brick houses, and when you have 30-degree heat with brick houses, it's like an oven, dude. Like, literally, you have to open all the windows and all the doors because it is so hot. Like, literally. And then people like went to the beach during lockdown, and people were like, oh my gosh, but it's like, it's so hot. Like, you're literally dripping with sweat in your house because the 30-degree heat just, oh, it burns, man. It does. And I remember like people in 2020 being concerned about the UK because like I think it was actually Europe. The whole of Europe was going through this huge heat wave during lockdown. I remember seeing like posts on social media about like Europe's having a heat wave. They don't have air conditioning. Yeah, exactly. Darkness and a very low in vitamin D. Definitely take vitamin D supplements and vitamin D supplements. And Darkness says I'm still tan from last summer. Oh yeah, we had a good few summers. We've been pretty lucky. We've been pretty lucky with summer in the last few years. We've had really good summers. Yeah, but I have to say, I'm looking forward to snow. I'm really hoping we get a good snow this year. We haven't had a good snow in like 3 years, I think. We had snow last year, but it was like, that kind of like light snow where it kind of dusts the floor but it doesn't really do anything. But yeah, I think the last good snow we had was about 2018, 2019. That was so good. Like you can do like full angels. It was like almost like not thigh deep, like calf deep snow. Man with No Name says, I quit. Oh no, you quit Hades? I almost beat the final boss until he was at a silver of health, probably like 20, 30 health, until he jabbed me. He jabbed at me with a 20. I have no idea what 20 spear and I died. Oh my gosh. Oh, a 20-mile spear. 20-mile long spear. Oh my gosh. Well, you made it to the end boss. So I wouldn't say that's like you gave up. So you got to the end boss, which is pretty epic for a game like Hades, Man with No Name. So congratulations. I would congratulate you on getting to the boss and almost defeating him. My goodness, dude. Good for you, Man with No Name. I'm happy that you were able to do that. That's awesome, dude. Sad that you didn't beat the boss, but it's really good that you got there. You didn't give up. Pretty cool. Guess you're gonna take a break from that and then try again later, maybe, or something. Yeah, exactly. Should be happy. Definitely. I think we've all played those games. Like those games where they're hard and we have to just rage quit them. I mean, I think the last game that got me really good was Batman Arkham Origins and the Deathstroke. The Deathstroke boss fight in Batman Arkham Origins is one of the hardest boss fights I've ever played in my life. I had to play, I think it was like I had to try, I don't even know how many times. I had to retry that boss fight. Oh my gosh, dude. I literally got to a point where I was rage quitting and then I had to go onto YouTube, or ironically, I had to go onto YouTube and look up other people's walkthroughs because I could not defeat this boss. I could not do it for the life of me. It was so hard and I got it eventually. But it's just, that boss fight was so hard, man. Like, he moves so quickly and he has, like, amazing reflexes, obviously, because it's Deathstroke. Yeah. Darklink said the Deathstroke battle is difficult, but my sister did it in her third try. That's crazy. I don't even know how many tries it took me. It took me so many tries to do that boss fight, dude. Oh, that was such a bad boss fight. I mean, it's a good boss fight, but it was just hard. And another one... What's another boss fight that tripped me up? I don't know. Oh, you know what game I actually quit? The one game that I've quit and never ever gone back to is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I can't remember the name of the quest. I think even the Rad Brad, my sister's favorite too. It's Batman Arkham Origins is such an underrated game. It's such a good game. But yeah, there's a quest in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I can't remember what the quest is called. But it's just it's ridiculous because you can't kill anyone, you can't maim anyone, you can't do anything. And I really wish I could remember the name of it. But like a game level is hard when you look at one of your favorite YouTubers playing that game and they literally cut it out. Like I couldn't finish that quest, so I went onto YouTube. I went onto the Rad Brad, who is a huge gameplay walkthrough YouTuber. I went onto his YouTube channel and he literally cut it out of his gameplay walkthrough because it was so hard for him to finish that quest. I wish I knew the name of the quest. It's basically like you have to sneak around to get to another side of a building. That's like every single Assassin's Creed quest, but there's a specific one. I'll put it in the comments after this video if I remember it. But it was so hard. I literally quit the game like years ago. I haven't touched it since because that is like, you literally have a game where you play as an assassin and you can't kill anyone. It's just, yeah, I'm gonna look it up. And it's just, and that game always made me seasick as well. I had vertigo when I played. Three black flag. Like the way that the screen moves when you're on the ship. Oh, that's another reason I stopped playing it, actually. It just literally almost made me feel sick. Because I don't think I'd be very good on boats. Ferries are fine, but boats, ugh, nah. Yeah. Um, crazy. But it must have been satisfying though, right? Man with no name must have been satisfying to even get to the boss fight. And to get to that place. That's the thing about video games, it's so satisfying. You know, you struggle through quests and like boss fights. You get to the end, you're like, yes, it feels so good. Get a bit of a shot of dopamine. Darklink said there was a game where I rage quit and haven't gone back to it, and I can't remember what it was. Yeah, oh my gosh. I don't think I rage quit a lot of games, but those that Assassin's Creed Black Flag, dude, I just couldn't do it. Could not do it. Man with no name said yes it was. Oh goodness. Yeah, exactly. Must have felt really good to get that far. Oh man. Satisfying. Video games are so satisfying. Oh, I'm trying to think other I don't think I've ever rage quit other games. I think the one game that I want to finish that I probably won't be able to finish. Man with no name says I could try again right now. I'll tell you how I do. Wait 30-40 minutes. I'll tell you how I do. Okay. Well, you have half an hour. I've been live streaming for half an hour already, so I'm gonna finish at 6 p.m. GMT. So hopefully you'll be able to do it by then. Nowhere if you can't, obviously. Just have a good time. But yeah, the one game that I've never been able to finish, and I really would love to finish it, is Sonic the Hedgehog, the first game. Like, I've never been able to finish that game. I must have been three, no, not three. Maybe actually. I'm probably 3 or 4 years old when I first started playing that game. And the last boss fight was Robosonic. Robosonic is one of the hardest bosses in any video game. There are still adults today that have never finished that game because the boss fight is so hard. It's so hard. And I think it's both Robosonic and Dr. Robotnik at the last, very final boss fight of Sonic. I've never been able to play it. Never ever been able to finish that boss fight. That's the thing, Sonic the Hedgehog is a really hard game. Like, it's actually genuinely a hard game. And it gets harder as you progress through the game as well. Lalaboo, I didn't rage quit how do you pronounce that? Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade, but it was too creepy, scary to complete. I've never heard of that game. What's that game like? Senua's Sacrifice. It's got the word sacrifice in it. It's gonna be terrifying. Pokemon. I think it was Pokemon, either Heart Gold or Soul Seed, but I rage quit. Again, can't remember. Wow. That's Dark Links, and Lalaboo says graphics were good though. Oh my goodness. Wow. Too creepy, scary to complete. I don't play like scary or creepy games, but I have to say, like, I've talked about this multiple times on the live streams, but Subnautica is so scary. Like, I heard people obviously say like this game's scary, but I had no idea. Definitely not the game to play if you're scared of scared of deep water. Oh, cool! It's on Nintendo Switch. All right, I'll check that out then. I mean, I'm not gonna play it because you said it was creepy and scary, but I will definitely look it up and see what it is. Senua's Sacrifice. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll look that one up. Nintendo Switch. Cool. Wow. But there are those games like they're just creepy and scary. You can't. I think a game that a lot of people. Well, I should assume. I'm assuming this. I don't know anything about it, but it wasn't Silent Hill creepy. Silent Hill. No, I'm not messing with all those games. But it was creepy. Oh, I don't mess around with horror games. Never, ever. Just cannot take it. I mean, I can watch horror movies. When I say that, I mean like Scream. Scream 1, 2, I'll watch it. But I cannot do like Saw or Final Destination and stuff like that. Like, ugh. Silent Hill. Oh, another game that's been on my wish list for a while. Yeah. Oh, no, I can't do those. creepiest game I've played? Have I played? I don't think I've played any creepy games. Not really. Just some. So the most recent one is Subnautica, but I genuinely don't play scary games. I don't think I have a single scary game in my game library, but yeah, Subnautica, like the Reaper Leviathan in Subnautica is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. And that's the thing, it's so hard to describe it for people that haven't played it. But if you played Subnautica, you know what I mean. Like the Reaper Leviathan is just terrifying, and the reason it's terrifying, the main reason the Reaper Leviathan in Subnautica is so terrifying is because it sees you before it sees you before you see it. Right? So you'll be swimming along, just mind your own business, trying to pick up supplies and stuff like that, right? And all of a sudden you'll hear this roar. I've never heard it like that. It clearly is a combination of different like huge animals, but they made it into this roar. And the first time you play it, you just hear it, you're like, okay, cool, it's huge. It scares you at first, but you don't really know what it is. And it's only when you see it, it's terrifying. It's terrifying, dude. It is terrifying. If you don't know what it is, like, if you want to, you can go onto YouTube and look up Reaper Leviathan in Subnautica and see people's reactions from it. It is just terrifying. And I only discovered recently, like I was curious to see where the Reaper Leviathan was, because I had an inkling that it was in the game near me, but I was like, it can't be that close, right? And it was literally right. Oh, it's terrifying. The Reaper Leviathan is terrifying. Oh, the sea dragon isn't terrifying. Well, to me, the sea dragon is terrifying because it's so big. Like compared to the player, the sea dragon is massive. It's just huge. Absolutely terrifying because it's so big. It doesn't hurt you if you don't get close to it, but it's just huge. So yeah, that's probably the scariest game I've played to date. I missed a few chats. Sorry. Lala Boo said, that is true. I also found myself holding my breath when I played Subnautica. Yeah, me too. And Dotlick says, Minecraft is the most scary game for me. The spiders, anything else is fine. I'm almost 16. And Lala Boo says, your next door neighbor, the Leviathan. Exactly. Leviathan. Oh my gosh, dude. Terrifying. And that's the thing. People don't think Minecraft is a scary game. Minecraft is a scary game. Like, it actually is a scary game. Like, you go into a pitch black ravine to get some diamonds, and all of a sudden a creeper just drops down and blows up in your face, and you have half a heart. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. And obviously, if you have a fear of spiders, like, spiders are scary in Minecraft. It's just crazy, man. Crazy. And I think one of the most unexpected scary things about Minecraft is the phantoms. I love phantoms. Yeah, exactly. Creeper jump scares. And phantoms, like, I think it's if you haven't slept for 3 days in a row. I think it's if you haven't slept for 3 days on your 3rd day in Minecraft, phantoms spawn in the air. And there have been so many times where I've been like building something or doing something, and I hear a noise, I'm like, I don't know where it is, and all of a sudden it just swoops down and bites you. It's scary. Oh. Darklink said, I actually saw Herobrine appear once. Oh my goodness, I still have the screenshot. Really? That's cool. I don't really get the whole Herobrine thing, but I'm gonna see it in the game. That's cool if you got a screenshot of it. I actually didn't know you could actually find Herobrine in Minecraft. Huh, interesting. Mao No Name says, I just got a nod that gives me exclusive. Oh wow. Oh, I think you mean node, right? Yeah. Oh, mod. It's alright, don't worry. Sorry, I meant mod. Cool. I should do a lot of damage then. Awesome, dude. Oh my gosh, yeah, but... And, yeah. Scary games. One scary... you know what? Even though I don't like scary games, the one scary game I do want to play is Resident Evil Village. That's the only game that appealed to me out of the whole Resident Evil series. I've never been into it. But when I saw the trailer for that, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of what I know, vampires, werewolves kind of thing, kind of thing. Like that's, I watched a few walkthroughs of it, and I think I really like that game. Definitely one of my favorite games. Watching it, obviously on YouTube, definitely of 2020. Resident Evil Village and Last of Us 2 were my lockdown games. Like that was me during lockdown 2020. Like I literally just watched gameplay walkthroughs of Last of Us 2 and Resident Evil Village. And what else was? Yeah, like that was literally lockdown for me. It's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, man. I don't know if I could play The Last of Us either, because I love survival adventure / puzzle games, but those clickers, dude. The clickers and the floaters and oh my goodness, dude. I don't know if I could do that, especially the jump scares. Like that one jump scare in Last of Us 2. I don't want to spoil it, but this isn't really a spoiler, but there's a part in the beginning of that game where Joel and Ellie, I think they're just outside Jackson, and they're in a house, and I can't remember exactly what happens, but somehow they end up in an abandoned house that's completely black, and they're trapped between the walls because the clickers are coming through the house, and there's basically a part where they're both trapped between the walls, and a clicker just jumps out, and it just, dude, that would scare me so much about playing that game. I don't know if I can play this game. I want to, but I don't know. I don't know if I have the stomach for it. Oh my gosh, dude. Crazy. Oh man. It's already been 41 minutes, really? I've been streaming for 42 minutes already. That's crazy. Where'd the time go? What time is it now, actually? Wow, it's almost 6 o'clock already. That's crazy. Why did it show me that I have a new chat message, but I can't see it? Alright, never mind. But yeah. I think everyone. Is there anyone that doesn't like The Last of Us? I mean, The Last of Us 2 is a completely different story. I mean, you know, personally, I think the story of The Last of Us 2 was good. It was an excellent story. The Last of Us 2 storyline was excellent, but it was executed badly. There was too many side characters, too many side missions that made no sense. I think the characters made decisions that they wouldn't have made in The Last of Us 1 as well. I think that's why a lot of people, because it didn't feel authentic to the characters. We know those characters. You know, we either played the game ourselves or we watched the gameplay walkthroughs on YouTube or Twitch, and we know those characters. And to see those characters make decisions that don't make sense to them just ruins it, really. And the beginning of that, the first hour, is that. It's just characters making weird decisions that they would never do, or saying things that they would never do in the first game. So yeah, that's it's a really good game. They just execute it wrong. Like, oh gosh. And obviously it was ruined as well because people spoiled it. I think a few of the developers or people ruined it for people by putting out spoilers and stuff and warning people about what was to come. Basically, like, I think it was a few months before the game even came out. And even then I think it was delayed for a few months as well. So I think a lot of people kind of were disheartened by it, and when they actually played the game, it was just like, well, that's, you know, I mean, you even have, like, just watch the Last of Us 2 reactions to, you know, the beginning of the game, and you can see that most of the people didn't want to play the game after that. They were just like, why? You know, yeah, so, but it is a beautiful game. The story is beautiful. The character relationships are beautiful in that game. It's just like, ugh, it's a bit rough. Crazy. And it's just there's parts of the game where it just suspends disbelief to the point where you're just like, that would never happen, and you can't do that. I mean, ugh. I don't think, is that a spoiler? I don't think this is a spoiler, but there's basically a part of the game where this pregnant woman named Melissa, I think that's her name, Melissa, Owen's girlfriend, is going around with, I think it's Owen, Abby, and Melissa are traveling around, I think Seattle, trying to get rid of some clickers and stuff, and there's literally a part where they have to like jump to certain places, and Melissa literally jumps and slams her pregnant stomach against a fence, a chain fence, and then crawls up. And it's like, that would never happen. Like, first of all, why is a pregnant woman even doing that? Pregnant women should not be running around chasing clickers, giving clickers and bloaters. That shouldn't even happen. Second of all, why is she climbing up like hundreds of feet off the ground, jumping and slamming her pregnant stomach against? And it's just like, that would never happen, and it makes no sense. And it's just like, wow. And there are other moments as well that just, yeah, suspends disbelief to the point where it's just like, that would never happen. It's like I'm almost watching a Fast and Furious movie sometimes. Mr. Missions from Dark Links. Dark Link says, first one is my favourite, but the beginning of it, though, thoroughly broke me. Yeah. I did not expect that. I don't think I heard about The Last of Us when it first came out. I watched, like, playthroughs. I think a lot of people also played it just before Last of Us 2 came out. But yeah, the beginning of that game, dude. And you know, the thing as well, like, if you watch the behind the scenes of it as well, it's just, how they did that part of the game. It's just, and that was, I think they said that was one of the first scenes they ever filmed in the motion capture for the game. That was one of the first things they had to do. It just, breaks you. It really does. Oh, that's a tearjerker right there. That's a baller. It's not a tearjerker. You're bald, mate. I tell you. It's crazy. Yeah. Last of Us 2 is definitely... I mean, not Last of Us 2. The Last of Us is definitely one of the best games ever made. 100%. Definitely. The Last of Us. You know. Mad. Crazy. Yeah. I would like to play them. You want to talk about a tearjerker game? Ugh. RD2? Red Dead Redemption 2? Dude. The end of that game. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. It's crazy. Insane. But yeah, I would love to play those games. Last of Us. The Last of Us and Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I would love to play those. Darklink said the behind the scenes of that scene was just absolutely, exactly, yeah. And the actors nailed it as well. Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. That was so good. So good. My goodness. I should say, how are you doing, no man, Marvin, no name. How's it going, dude? Oh, got 12 minutes until I finish the live stream. Hopefully you can finish it by then. But yeah, man. That's one thing I love about video games as well. Like, especially now that more of them are doing motion capture. I love to, like, watch the behind the scenes of how they actually do that. And how they're actually making it. It's just crazy. Like, to see, like, how they do Resident Evil Village and Lady Dimitrescu, those scenes as well. That was crazy. I love that stuff. I love seeing how they do it. And even like how they do the horse motion capture for Resident Evil, Red Dead Redemption. But they actually put the like dots on the horses. Do that. I didn't know people did that, but done for years apparently. That's really cool. So yeah, so it actually looks real. That's why it looks so real in Red Dead Redemption games, because they actually use motion captures on the horses. It's really cool. I love that kind of stuff. I love watching behind the scenes of how stuff's made, like movies and video games and stuff. It's really interesting. Especially if they're like movies and TV shows that use special effects, like prosthetic special effects. I love that stuff. Seeing people like get their faces molded and stuff. I see how they actually make the faces and stuff, and the wigs as well. Like, wig making is hard, dude. People don't appreciate how hard it is to make a wig. Like, it's hard. You have to stitch each individual. You have to, like, obviously get the size right, get the style right, and each individual hair has to be, like, I can't remember the technical term for it, but it's, like, not plucked, but, like, threaded in, I guess. I would say it like that. I don't know. But, yeah. It's crazy. What was... Dark says, I'm pretty sure I set off an earthquake the other side of the world with a sneeze I just let out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Sneezing is so weird. It's such a weird phenomenon. Sneezing. Weird. And all animals sneeze as well. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation for a different day. Sneezing. Oh. Yeah. Oh man, I love live streaming. I really do love talking to all of you. Thankfully, I can have this phone so I can actually live stream now. So, yeah, I love live streaming. It's pretty cool to sit here and talk to all of you, get to know you a little bit, share our love with them of video games and stuff. Also, as well, after the live stream, when it's actually no, I've got two things to say. First of all, those of you watching YouTube live streams, do you prefer the video to be unlisted or listed? Well, what I mean by that is when you go onto my YouTube channel, do you want to see them in the actual uploads feed, or would you only want them in a playlist? Because I know a lot of people, it kind of distracts from the main content of the YouTube channel, so I was wondering if I should unlist the YouTube live streams and only make them available for the people that have the links. Second of all, if you want to, you can, after the live stream is finished, you can go down into the comment section and suggest topics I can talk about. So we can talk about those. That'd be kind of cool. I actually might do a trivia. Man with No Name done a trivia quiz a few live streams ago. I think I might actually make that an official thing. Maybe they have discussion at the first half of the live stream, and then the last half do like a video game trivia kind of thing. I think that would be pretty nice. So definitely want some feedback on the live streams. How's it going? You know, tell me what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad. Always welcome. I always welcome constructive criticism. So definitely help me make these live streams better. And Darklink says, I'd love to try live stream Sunday. I mean, it's cool. You know, you get to sit down and talk to people and get to know people a little bit. Obviously, bearing in mind that we're all people, we don't actually know each other, but you know, yeah, it's nice just to chill. And the fact that we even can live stream on like mobile phones now is crazy, you know. It's mad. So yeah, I'm just grateful that I could do it. I'm grateful that I could get a new job and afford this phone and then afford to live stream. You know, it's crazy. I think a lot of people take things for granted. I think we all do. We all take things for granted, you know. It's mad, man. It's crazy. Anyway, not to get too deep. This is not a deep live stream, just a chat and chill live stream. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It is so much better doing a landscape live stream as well. It really is, because now the chat's on this side, so I can just scroll through here. My face isn't covered up by it, which is really nice. I can just easily just scroll through and see the chat. You know what I kind of wish though? I kind of wish the chat actually showed up when the video was published. So when it goes live on my channel, I wish this, you can't see obviously, but the chat's like scrolling down here. I wish that was actually on the video instead of on the side of the video. Yeah. I wish I could get a live stream set up soon, but I'm house for that. But yeah, I'd definitely love to do that. It's cool, you know. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think that there are people buying houses with the money that they get from. Darklink says, did you find out why YouTube wouldn't let you live stream landscape? Yes, I did. I mentioned this in my last in my last live stream, and it was 100% human error. It was me. It was my fault. I didn't auto-rotate my phone because I always use my phone portrait. And I didn't think to actually enable auto-rotate on my phone, so that's why. So yeah, I had to toggle the rotate on my phone. That's literally all I had to do. That's all I had to do. So yeah, my fault. I was literally gonna like contact YouTube and ask them, and I was like, wait a minute, if I just like toggle the auto rotate and rotate my phone, it works. So you live and you learn. So that's why my live stream landscape today. Oh my gosh, so embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. It's just simple things, though. Sometimes simplest things trip us all up. Crazy. Oh boy. I can't believe I went that. I done like three or four live streams before I figured it out. Sounds like a type of mistake I'd make, says Darlings. It's one of those things you don't think about, you know. Oh, nice, dude. Man with no name said, "Let's go! I beat the Bone Hydra." I don't know what that is, but congratulations. Is that the last? Is that the last boss? Dude, I'm so happy for you. You did it with that. What's the that you said you used? The explosive bow. I'm assuming the explosive bow done a lot of damage to that Bone Hydra. Wow, a Hydra. Three-headed Hydra, I think. Oh no, the Hydra's the one where you cut off the heads and it grows another head back, right? I think that. Oh, it grows 2 more heads. I think that's what Hydra is. I love Greek mythology. Wow. Good for you, dude. I'm so happy you were able to do that, man. Good for you. Wow. You deserve cooking after that. 100%. Wow. Good for you, man. I'm happy that you were able to do that. I really am. Genuinely happy for you. Wow. Must be so satisfying to do that. I think it had 9 heads, says Man with No Name. Wow. That's crazy. You know what? I don't actually think I've ever seen the trailer for Hades. Now thinking about it. I've only seen screenshots of it on like Steam and Switch, but I've never actually seen the trailer. I just watched the trailer. Wow, that's awesome, man. Good for you. Good for you, dude. Oh, good for you. Oh my goodness. I'm just scrolling up the chat to see if I missed anything. I think I got everything. Wow. Yeah. Have you completed Dead Cells? I don't remember if you said you played Dead Cells or if you haven't, but I wonder if you completed Dead Cells as well. I think a new DLC for Dead Cells came out recently, actually, a few weeks ago. On Switch, anyway. I don't know if it is everywhere else. Wow. Hades. I can never, as I said like multiple times, then like multiple live streams, I'm never gonna touch Hades or Dead Cells. I played the Dead Cells. Is Dead Cells. Why do I always trip up on the name of that game? Every single time I try to remember it, I can never remember it. But I think it's called Dead Cells. I can never play those games. Way too hard for me. I would rage quit every 5 minutes for those games. I think Sonic the Hedgehog Mania is the hardest one. I feel like Pokken Tournament needs another DLC. I've seen the trailer for those games, but I'm not really into those games. Really. But yeah. So let me scroll up again. What's the name of that game that Lala Boo was talking about? That's it. Sunua's Sacrifice. Hellblade. Look that one up. See what that's about. I've had to make a note of that one. Senua's Sacrifice. We're going for an hour already. That's crazy. Wow. Well, I think it's time to wrap up. I think I'm gonna get some dinner in a minute. Thank you for everyone who's on this live stream. I really appreciate all of you tuning in. I don't say tuning in like you're watching TV. Appreciate all of you joining me for this live stream. It's been great. As I said, please, after this live stream, comment down below and tell me what you want to see from these live streams. Just a general chat and chill. Would you be interested in playing some video game trivia games? And just any feedback would be good. Constructive feedback would be very good. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. It's been a great live stream. Fun as always. And I will catch you all soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Dark Links, Lalaboo, and Man with No Name. It's always good to chat to all of you. And I will definitely keep a note of Senua's Sacrifice, Hellbray, and the other game. I think there was another game that you mentioned that I'm going to look up as well. But yeah, see you all soon. Thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate it. If you want to as well, you can join my Discord. The links are down below if you want to talk about indie games or games in general. And I hope you all have a great weekend and a good night. And I'll see you later. Peace out.